Is this thing on? Hello? Hello? Is it working? No, it's not. Hmm. Oh, it is working. Hell yeah. What's up, folks? I don't know why it didn't register on my screen right away. There it is. What's up, chat? How we doing today? Welcome back to another weekly Thursday broadcast. This week, I think I'm just, I've got a bunch of studio build vids coming out. And so this week, I kind of just want to plan out what I'm doing with this space. I've got this whole corner over here that I haven't like fully utilized yet. This whole section. Oh, I'm tripping on things. This whole area over here, I've just kind of thrown some furniture in as stand-ins, just stuff I had laying around, but I want to make this area functional, build kind of a standing desk, I think is the idea, and like throw my sewing machines up on there, the bench grinder that I got, the embroidery machine, just a more permanent space for all these tools to live, stuff like that. Who's in the chat? What's up? Jeremy Bork, good to see you here. Jury Ann, what's up? Yo, we're live second stream this week. Yeah, for those of you that didn't see, on my second channel, am I even in the shot? On my second channel, I was doing some test streams off of my laptop, seeing if I could get that working as like a little backpack rig, so that I can stream more mobile. And I'm kind of messing around with that today too. I'm streaming off my computer as usual, but I've got the camera out on a tripod so I can move things around, show y'all more of the studio as I'm planning like what I'm doing here. So the plan for videos right now is, I don't know if my lighting is screwed up here or not. I feel like my color temperature is really warm. Let's see. Oh, that's warmer. Ain't good enough for now. Who's in the chat? What's up? Hello, I'm on a train, 45 minutes till we reach the next station. Good to see you here. Not as secret stream, yeah. I might do more of those secret streams on the second channel, just screwing around. Enjoy your vids, man. Keep it up. New studio vid was the greatest YouTube recommendation. Hell yeah. That one's been getting recommended to people. I think it broke like 50K views, which is pretty good for me. So new people coming in off of that. That's exciting. White balance is off a little. Yeah, I gotta fix that. Shaner Navarro is in the chat. Wait, I've seen your videos. Oh yeah, I think you've been in the chat before. I remember you. Yo, bro, really looking forward to seeing what you can bring more to the table. Pretty interesting stuff, to be honest. Hoping for the best. Hell yeah. Thank you. But I prefer warmer temps. Me too. And all the lighting in here is just extremely warm right now. I don't have any cold lights in the studio at the moment. We get to watch the live stream by zooming into your monitor. Yeah, just zoom in right there. No cam rig video today. Very soon. I just need to run some voiceover on it, but I have it all like edited. So that'll be shortly. I didn't promise any specific day on that, but I'll probably go live tomorrow. Weird question, how tall are you? I'm 6'8", like stupid tall, like At that point, it's just like inconvenient. It's not even nice anymore. I hit my head on door frames and stuff. But it is nice for like filming at like conventions and stuff, being able to reach over the crowd. Fix an old projector for a cool backdrop projection. Yeah. I do have an old projector right, is it in frame? Right here. An old low res 1024 by 768. And then I got this the other week, a little 8mm film projector. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit now that I'm on a tripod. It's not a very long lens. But yeah, I've got a couple projectors up there that I do want to mess around with more. Those are good to have laying around. I have like a giant projection screen that I kind of want to throw up in here somewhere so that I can like, I don't know, use it for videos or something. New studio vid is exactly how I found you about 2 hours ago. Hell yeah. Love to hear it. Found you through your headlight videos as a car guy, but stayed for your storytelling. Looking forward to your future projects. Hell yeah. Yeah, the car video kind of blew up a little bit too, which is part of the reason that like I'm thinking about like in season 1 of the channel, like the 6 months that I posted weekly, like strictly weekly every Tuesday, I like specifically uploaded every Tuesday. But I feel like in season 2, I haven't like hard committed to doing the same thing, like specifically Tuesdays every week. And I kind of want to, I'm still aiming for weekly, but I do want to like, allow myself to delay a little bit if it means the videos are going to be better. Because I did kind of feel like the car headlight video was unfinished to a degree, and seeing it blow up and like people misunderstand my points in it because I kind of didn't finish it. Like I got so many comments about, and I'm trying to read the comments less, but they're like, oh, that thing shouldn't be on the road. This is dangerous, with no bumper, because I finished the video with the headlights and I didn't put the bumper back on it for the final shot. And so it looks like I'm just driving it around like that, which was not the plan, but I had to do it that way to rush it out that day. And I just like to have the freedom to be able to like delay an extra day or so that I can like wrap things up properly instead of being forced by my own self-imposed deadlines to put out something that maybe isn't like fully explained, I guess. I showed up right at kind of want to throw up here. That's funny. Do you have to use really tall tripods to get to head height? Yeah, I do have a pretty tall tripod here. It's like a Manfrotto fully extended, and that's pretty close. But yeah, it is kind of inconvenient. Like this is part of the reason that I built my shelves so high, is that when I'm filming myself standing, there's like something in the backdrop. Because my desks are all weirdly low too. Just arrived. What did I miss? Nothing crazy. Just talking about the plans. I'm kind of planning out what I'm doing with the studio space right now. Because the next couple videos after this camera rig video that'll be out like tomorrow are going to be, I've got like 3 videos lined up, all just working on the studio, because I feel like I sort of haven't fully built in this space since moving in. This area is kind of no man's land that doesn't actually get used for anything useful. So standing desk, mount all my equipment like sewing machines, embroidery machine, the belt sander, all that stuff. So that's kind of what we're planning out today. I'm going to do some sketching and figure out what the plans are for that. Do you feel like the YouTube algorithm is compelling you towards certain types of videos? No, not really. I mean, I know I could be like 10 times bigger if I did certain things, like if I change the content. But my plan has never been like to be as big as possible. That's not my like, obviously I want to grow. And so to some degree, I'm feeding into the algorithm by like trying to post weekly or as close to weekly as I can. But I'm not doing like, I'm not dumbing down my content in order to have a million view video. Cause I could like spend a month on each upload and do these really like ideas that I know are going to be really good title thumbnails. But that's just not the way I want to build it. Cause I'm valuing like quality of audience over quantity here. Cause at the end of the day, obviously my goal here is to take this full time, but you actually don't need that many. Like if you have loyal fans instead of just viewers, like you can make a living without having as many. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I know YouTubers that have 50,000 subs that make more money than people that have 1 million subs, and that's just based off of having building the audience the right way instead of going for clicks. Have you seen Nate Z's 4,000 Miles Alone in My Drift Card video? I think you'd appreciate it. I did see it. I haven't watched it to the end yet, but I liked the vibe of it. Do something with Lego someday. That's a good idea, actually. I was thinking about that for like miniature making for the board game I'm working on. It's like as a base to work off of if I'm trying to build like little spaceship models or something, building something out of Lego and then sculpting on top of that with clay to make a miniature that I can cast and copy. That's something I was thinking about. And Lego is unironically really good at making molds as well, like for building custom shaped boxes to use for pouring silicone or whatever. Hell yeah, some of those long form video essay YouTubers have crazy Patreon subs to YouTube sub ratio. Exactly. Yeah. So I guess something I did want to talk about on today's stream is like, I haven't like hard committed to anything season 2. Like I haven't specified a schedule, which I want to like make expectations clear, right? Like I don't want it to be up in the air, but at the same time, I don't want to hard commit to Tuesdays every week because I feel like that does make the videos worse sometimes, putting out things that are slightly unfinished. And that is the game to some degree, is just put out more stuff. Because I have no shortage of projects to do, so I can do that. But at the same time, like, I'm not trying to grow extremely fast right now. So I want to just, make the best videos I can for y'all. But at the same time, I don't want to take that to its extreme and post once a month and have only like super well polished videos. So what to expect going forward, I think, is like 3 videos a month. I'm going to aim for like roughly 1 a week, but sometimes there might be a week and a half gap. Sometimes maybe you'll get 2 videos in 1 week. But that's what I'm feeling right now. So it's not any specific upload date. I do, though, want to make live streams a consistent thing, even between all that. Because what I'd been doing is just streaming after each video. But I think what I'd like to do going forward is just stream weekly regardless. So there's something to expect for the like live tune-in aspect. A video at the quality you produce is pretty indulging. 2 or 3 videos a month is even generous. I don't think any of us are going anywhere if it's not weekly. Yeah, I appreciate hearing that. I agree. I think like I wanted to do 4 videos a month, like hard committing to that to start the channel. Cause like that 0 to 10,000 sub, um like that consistency is really important. And it's still important, like, all things considered, I'm a pretty small channel still. But I think I've got some people here that I don't need to like pander to the algorithm every single week. And I can kind of spend more time making better projects, because also, like, with weekly, I end up doing smaller projects that I know I can knock out in a couple days, because it's going to be like 3 days of work, 2 days of edit, something along those lines. And that ends up making me push off the bigger projects that I think, like, I'm really excited for and I think you guys would enjoy a lot. Stuff that I've been teasing for weeks at this point, like bigger camera mod videos similar to the tiny camera rig, stuff like that. I don't know why my angle is so wide. I was gonna be moving around and talking about the studio. So yeah, that's the plan basically. How much of your storage is dedicated to non-functional knickknacks? I'm a big knickknack guy, but it's definitely to my own detriment. Yeah, I've been trying to collect less knickknacks these days, but I still kind of do. It's mainly like this area over here is kind of my knickknack display area. So I've got like a lot of tiny miniatures. I keep a lot of tiny stuff, but I try to limit the amount of like big display things that I have. I do have like random stuff, like my car headlight is up there. So I try not to collect too much big stuff that's purely for display, especially because I'm working out of such a small space. But I don't know. Sometimes those things provide inspiration. I guess in theory, all the plants that are in here are non-functional display items. The Trainwrecks book kills me. Yeah, that's a good one. I have a bunch of random VHS tapes and books. I often stand in my own way when it comes to creative consistency. I think you have the power to be able to produce weekly or more, even if some of them are less conceptual, even if it's for the second channel. Yeah, that's true. That's true. More second channel and like website stuff, definitely. Because I do have a lot of like small projects that I don't turn into full main channel videos that I can put on the second channel, and then also more like relaxed second channel streams. I think it's more important you don't lose your style and unique ideas over making more videos. Yeah. And there's also like an aspect of burnout to it. Not to be too complainy or anything, because at the end of the day, I get to make YouTube videos, even if I'm not making money right now. But yeah, like in that first 6-month sprint of weekly videos, I did kind of burn out hard after it, which is why I took like 3 months where I wasn't doing anything publicly. So another part of like not committing to the weekly uploads is, or just relaxing it a little bit and making it more like 3 to 4 a month instead of hard commit 4 a month, is like I've been kind of burned out the past week, honestly. And so that's why I'm like kind of, I haven't posted as frequently as I would have otherwise. And I think taking like shorter, I'm hesitating to use the word breaks because it's not really breaks. It's just working on other stuff that's not public facing. I think that's better for stifling like big burnout, because I don't want to like having a big burnout and being off for several weeks is bad for YouTube, but posting 3 videos a month isn't that bad. It's definitely better to upload videos less regularly if it means you don't burn out as much. Yeah, basically. Not public facing like a board game, perhaps. This guy knows. This guy knows. Yeah. Pretty much I spent the last week, honestly, just working on the board game behind the scenes. Because that's like my long-term project that you'll hear more about on the channel. That's like, that fuels me big time. And I felt like I was stagnating on that. But it's tough because like I'm not making videos about it. So it's like any time that I spend on that means I'm not doing public facing stuff, making videos. So yeah, it's a balance, but I'm back in now. Back in the video grind. You're stuck with us even if you upload irregularly or take a break. I appreciate it. Yeah, no breaks though. I'm not taking a break. Just saying that, you know, if you don't see a video in a week, that doesn't mean I'm gone. That just means I'm cooking something bigger up. Somebody asked about the Nerf gun. I was at my I went back to my hometown, to my parents' house yesterday, and I took some Nerf guns from my childhood back home. I don't know. These were just so much fun. This is what got me into like making stuff, honestly. It was like when I was a kid, my parents like limited the amount of time that we could be on the computer, me and my siblings. And so we would do stuff like I was making board games when I was a kid, just like out of paper, just writing down all the mechanics, and they were all terrible. But that's like how I got into conceptual like making and board games and graphic design. And then this is what got me into like making stuff with my hands, is Nerf gun modding. So this was one of my favorites back in the day. And I have a video actually from like, oh boy, 10, 12 years ago, something like that. That's me reviewing this Nerf gun when I got my my first camera, wherever that is. When I got my little Canon point and shoot, I did a review of this gun right when it came out in like 2013 or whatever. Nice. Gotcha. So I don't know if I'm going to actually do anything with them, but it's fun to have around. A reminder of where I started. Keith, what's up? Good to see you here. Yeah, man, I think a lot of us are here for the projects and the irregular ways in which you're solving problems and fixing things with found materials influences my own creativity. Hell yeah, I love to hear it. Your G9X video motivated me to buy an old camera and start shooting again. Thank you so much. I love to hear it. Yeah, and that's like, and you know, to some degree, like all of those videos that have like blown up and brought a new audience in were like kind of rushed videos. Like those were all on the weekly schedule. So it's like, I know I can still make good stuff in the weekly, and there'll be a time for, there's a time for rushing things out, and then there's a time for like pacing it a little slower. So right now I'm just focusing on like some bigger stuff that I've been putting off. So if that means, you know, a video every week and a half instead of a video every week, that's what I'm looking at. That being said, after this camera rig video comes out tomorrow or this weekend, the next couple studio build videos might be pretty quick turnarounds. It might be like a 3-video series that comes out over the course of 3 weeks, or maybe even more than 1 week. I don't know. Just, you know, dropping the specific schedule, allowing me to go slower or faster as I see it working. Yeah, so studio plans. That's what this stream is about. Is my lens all the way wide? So this section of the studio, I feel like is pretty good right now. The overhead storage is nice and functional. This is good enough for now. Eventually I want to mount the monitors up and have them floating so that there's not as much dead space underneath them. The lens shelf is functional and nice. This is a big thing that I have to take care of is I mounted all these scrap wood boards so that I can hang tools, but I haven't actually hung any tools yet. So that's a big thing that I've been putting off that needs to get done. Because it does and this is something I talk about in my studio build videos a lot, is just like having an environment that makes it easy to create or that inspires you to create makes it way easier to make stuff. And like for the past week, my desk had been like super dirty. So I finally cleaned it, sanded it down, threw a new stain on it. So it's a lot cleaner now. But then like next step of that is mounting all these tools. That could be a whole video of itself, is just like talking about all my frequently used hand tools and where they all came from, stuff like that. So that's coming. That's one thing to work on. Up here, all these boxes, like storage boxes that, a lot of these are empty right now because I just bought these. And basically the function of these is going to be to transfer a lot of like my bigger tool kits and material kits that have just been sitting in cardboard boxes for who knows how long. So stuff like, I mean, my whole closet over here is a mess right now. You don't see this too much, but, my closet is just a bunch of these, cardboard boxes, storage systems that, I store stuff in. So like that one has, my palm sander and all my 5-inch sanding discs. And so that could get transferred to, like this box. It's just a nice metal box with latches on it that I got for pretty cheap. So stuff like that needs to get covered, and then all of those can get labeled and organized. Wait, so is this your full-on room or workspace? This is my room. I live in here. It's a 3-bedroom house. It's just me and my buddy Michael, who also does like videography stuff. He took the smaller 2 rooms because he's more of a normal person and wants to have a separate bedroom and an office. So he's got a smaller bedroom and office separate. And then I've got the bigger room, which is combined my living space and my office or studio or whatever you want to call it. So this is another thing that I need to work with, is over here in this dead corner. I have put up a bunch of soundproofing foam because it's a duplex and this is shared to the master bedroom in the other unit. And it also just makes audio way better in here. So that's all sound dead and that's good, but I need to put some stuff in front of it. So right now I just kind of stacked some furniture that I had laying around that's not super functional. There's just random junk in these shelves. I got the plant here. This could find a better spot, but I think my bed is going to go here and like fold out. Cause what I do right now is like, I have like one of those like Japanese style mats that you kind of fold out and sleep on the floor, which works fine. But I'd like something that's more like slightly more bed frame-ish, slightly more respectable. So my idea is like standing desk and then a pretty low fold out bed frame below it or beside it, something like that. I need to sketch something up to figure out how the geometry of this would work exactly. But I think this is the idea, is a bed would come out here, folds back up underneath the standing desk, and then standing desk here with all the bigger hard mounted tools like the big sewing machine, the embroidery machine, The injection molder could live there. And then overhead shelves above that, similar to what I have here. Maybe a little higher because it's a standing desk. And then this stuff maybe just gets repurposed elsewhere in the house. And then this thing, this little red table, is this in frame right now? It's kind of dark. This thing I think I'm going to chop the legs off of and build it into like a taller rolling cart. Like you remember like in elementary school or whatever when they would wheel out the cart, the metal cart with the CRTs on it to show you like a VHS tape whenever the substitute teacher came in or whatever. You watch Bill Nye the Science Guy. I want to build one of those out of like wood. And so I'm going to base it off of this thing and turn that into a cart with rolling wheels. And so that can get stashed in a corner somewhere. And then when I stream, I can roll it out and I can have my chat on the CRT or whatever. Or when I use the CRT in videos to like demonstrate or show footage, having it more mobile would be nicer. And also I genuinely watch movies on this. Like I don't watch movies and TV shows that much. But when I do, I like to put them up on the CRT. So I'd like that to be mounted in a nicer spot and be able to roll it around. So that's the plan with that. These nice old wood cabinets are probably just going to go in the living room. And that's the plan with this space. What I haven't decided is this little nook here. What happens there? What's going on in the chat? You got a bunch of sweet boxes up there? Yes, sir. I'm psyched about them. I got them from a camera store, the local camera store here in Indianapolis. They do an anniversary sale every year, and they just kind of mark down a bunch of stuff super cheap. And so I got all those for like $2, $5 per case, which is honestly ridiculously cheap. Because like one of them's a Pelican case that I got for $5, I think. It's called an AV cart. Okay. Where do you sleep? He doesn't. Yeah. I mean, these days I haven't been sleeping as much. But yeah, right now I just have the mat that I fold out like right here on the floor, just in the center of the room. So it would be nice to have it like as a fold out solution. Like what I'm kind of thinking is kind of a bench structure that has 2 fold points in it, and it kind of accordions up under the standing desk. That might be kind of complicated to do. I don't know if it'll be decently functional if I build it out of wood, but we're sure as hell going to give it a shot. And then like worst case, if I can't get that figured out, I might just do a regular like Eames bed or whatever it's called, a Murphy bed that's just straight up against the wall and then folds straight down. But I just don't like that kind of kills a lot of wall space that I could be using, because it is, all things considered, a pretty small room. Always ask myself how old you are. I'm 23. I'm a baby boy. Yeah, I'm still figuring it out. Growing up watching janky VHS copies of Tron, RoboCop, and all the Elm Street movies on a 14-inch, such a great childhood. Hell yeah. Yeah, I went to a VHS convention the other day in Indianapolis. Dead Formats VHS convention, check it out. And I got a bunch of cool stuff. See if I can get my light. Oh, this is another thing I need to do for the studio, is just better lighting in general. Because the lighting looks good when I'm working at the desks. But when I'm like walking around the studio, the lighting isn't as good, so I have to keep moving around this giant studio light. But at the VHS convention, I got some good stuff. I got Caught on Camera Volume 1, which is a bunch of helicopter crashes and the most hair-raising real-life rescues, natural disasters, and tragic accidents ever caught on videotape. Kind of morbid, but the fun thing with these is you stick them in the VCR and you set it on rewind, and then you watch all the accidents in reverse, and you watch the plane go whoop. I don't know, the simple pleasures. That's some 2000s kids stuff, I guess, or 90s kids, I don't know. Mastering the art of spring turkey hunting. This is a good one. I just buy like the random VHSs that'll be funny to like put on a CRT in the background of a video and have people be like, what is he watching? Educational Creatures of the Sea. It's like a kid's thing about seahorses. That's cool. The Haunted Kingdom of Angkor Wat. I think this is like a temple in India or something. Cambodia. Narrated by Leonard Nimoy. This goes into my collection because I also have the one narrated by Leonard Nimoy on the Great Pyramids. And then this one's a very Evan Core thing. Got this for $1. The Pocket Hole Solution to Tables with this guy on it. He looks like he knows what he's talking about. And then a classic Jim Henson Dark Crystal, because that's a big inspiration for like what I'm doing with my board game and stuff, like all the miniature making and puppets and all that. So this has been like on mood boards for things. So Dark Crystal, that's one that I want. Then I found that. I also want Fifth Element. Fifth Element's another one that I really want, in the same vein of like miniatures and puppets and stuff. Now my white balance is better, slightly. Still probably overexposed. Make a big old rolling wheel coat rack of a light thing. That could be sick, like a hat rack or something. How do you make sure your wood is clean? I almost got some pallet wood off the street, but it was covered in roach eggs on closer inspection. Yeah, you gotta check. Especially if it's been raining, you can get moldy pallets. That's not great. Especially because like you're always gonna be sanding down pallet wood to get it to be the right like texture to be usable. And that can be dangerous if you got mold on a pallet and you're sanding it down. You definitely want to be using respirators. The comments section knows I'm a little too lax with my PPE, my masks and my gloves and such, which I need to get better at. But the one thing that I don't mess around with is sanding moldy wood or lead paint. That stuff will mess you up. What's behind the red X noise reduction pad? Looks like a treasure on an old pirate map. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. No, there's actually nothing behind it. I just misaligned that one, and it bothered me that I could see through the cracks. And so I put a red X on it to make it even more. So now your eye gets drawn to the red X instead of the gaps in my paneling job. I don't know. It's just silly. But I did think it was interesting because normally spray paint like melts foam. But in this case, it kind of stuck pretty nicely. So like I could just paint stuff on this. And it wouldn't be a big deal. So I don't know. Maybe I thought it would be kind of funny to put a tic-tac-toe game on that grid. I don't know. Got some pallets that were stored in poison ivy. That's spooky. Yeah. Pallets are easy enough to come by that you don't need to. I've learned the hard way to not grab every single one. Don't grab the moldy ones or anything like that. It's from his car video. What was that? I missed some. Are you gonna cut your car roof IRL? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, yeah, that's a longer term thing because when you're chopping up a unibody car, because it doesn't have a frame under it, and so the body of the car is the structure. So if you chop the top off, there's not much holding the back to the front of the car. So you need to reinforce it. So eventually the plan is to like basically use the Tucson as a cab swap for a truck, which is like ridiculous and impractical, but that's the plan. Is whenever the drivetrain dies on this car, I'm gonna buy a crappy truck with like a bad cab on it, and then just basically strip that truck down to just the drivetrain and the frame, and then put the old Tucson body on top of that, to keep it living. But before then, if the drivetrain lasts longer, I could still do the chop of the back and turn it into a pickup truck. I just need to get really good at welding and do like a roll cage that makes a whole structure at the back of the cab and then tie that back to the rear shock mounts so there's like actually some structure replacing what I cut off. Because it is pretty dangerous to just cut it and drive it like that. I'm streaming right now to test my A7S III versus Canon M50 Mark II. I personally like the Canon color tones better if used out of the box. I agree. Canon color tones are great. I was streaming off the M50 Mark II on my second channel yesterday, and I thought it looked pretty good. Watch the office chair transformation, and now my girl wants me to build one for her. I have to say, I don't recommend it, with the giant caster wheels at least, because you need to make the base of the thing so wide, otherwise you will just fall off of it, because the wheels are so big, there's such a pivot to them depending on which way they're angled. So it actually ended up not being very functional, which is why it's not in the studio right now. So I'm probably going to reuse those caster wheels for a big rolling table that'll be in the basement of this house that I'm going to use for building miniature sets for the board game. I'll build like a giant 5x5 foot table on caster wheels. But yeah, I would not recommend, if you're gonna do an office chair build like that, use smaller wheels. That office chair one was rad. Put some of those wheels on the bottom of your light stand. That would fall over too. It may not look as ridiculous on camera as it was in real life, but like those were 8-inch wheels. Like that was that was a lot. But wheels on my light stand is something I want to do for sure. Just more reasonable wheels. Mad Max car 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not going to spoil anything. But yeah, Mad Max car basically. Just came in and heard Tucson truck cab swap. You'll always astonish me by your craziness. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little crazy, but that's what y'all are here for. I love the studio builds. Excited for the new vids coming up. Hell yeah. Yeah, so I think there'll be 3 vids, which will be the standing desk vid, whatever solution I come up with for the folding bed to save space in the studio, and then a third one that's more miscellaneous, like mounting all the tools, building, like finishing the spray paint shelves, building shelves up there, adding some lighting, all that stuff. I did add recently, where did that lens go? Where's my other lens? I'm on my super zoom lens, so I don't have big zoom functionality. All right, hold on. Flashbang. Swapping the lens. Apologies for the white screen. There we go. I did just get this tiny little film slide box. I'm psyched about this. So it's like a box meant for holding film slides, like this. So it's got a bunch of little slots in it, but I have filled it with my frequently used desk tools that usually just live here and make a giant mess on my desk. And now I have like a space for all of them. So this one is like screwdrivers, scissors, wire cutters, box cutters. And then I've got like markers, scissors, calipers, pencils, pens. So I'm loving that thing. That's a new studio upgrade that I'll probably include in that video. I think I'm going to stay on this lens. I don't need to be super wide right now. I do kind of like the wide angle though. Actually, yeah, I'm going back to the wide angle. Pardon me, 1 second, 1 second. Boom. And 10 to 18. There we are. What was I gonna say? There was something else. Some dead space I was gonna talk about. Oh, yeah, so this thing that I built in the first studio build video in this studio hasn't really found its purpose yet. Or well, I have a purpose for it. I have a use case. I just haven't like spent time in the studio actually building stuff up. So I've put all my little 30 caliber ammo boxes that I use for storage, which I don't know if I've talked about. Or no, I did mention them in my like 10 tools of 2023, like my 10 favorite tools or whatever. But I use these little 30 caliber ammo boxes for toolkits. So it's like Dremel, screwdriver, fuses, zip ties, car jump battery, sewing, hot glue, paint markers, stuff like that. And I think up top here is going to be a rack for these. Right now they're stacked on each other, but I have enough clearance that I can lift them another inch or so, put a piece of wood between them so that I can have 3 independent shelves for these and be able to pull them all out without having to stack them on top of each other. So that's what this is turning into. I need to redo the structure of this too because I braced it with 2x4s, but these block me from being able to put in more ammo cases. So I'm losing 2 slots because of how I built it. So I'll probably switch these for metal brackets and then put a piece in here. And then I'll be able to store 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 21 of these up top here. What's the chat saying? Sorry for the whiplash moving the camera around like that. Must have missed something. What's the folding bed for? This is my bedroom. I don't got studio money. This is just where I live. Where do you get those ammo boxes from? There's a handful of places you can get them. They're like cheap China made, whatever. So I think they show up at all kinds of hardware stores, but I get them from Harbor Freight because they'll go on sale sometimes and you can pick them up for like $5 a pop or something. Can you recommend a good mid-price camera around 800 to 1,000 with a lens? I would focus more on the lens than the body off the bat. Sony E-mount would be a good thing to get into. So like, I mean, it depends so much on if you're doing photo or video or whatever, but I would look at like the A6000 line, get like a cheap A6400 for, you can probably get those for $400 or $500 now, and then spend $500 on a nice lens so that when you upgrade the body, you've still got nice lenses. I would look at that. Or if you're more of a Canon guy, maybe look at a M50 and a adapter. I'm heading out for an early flight. Good night, Evan and chat. Good to see you here, Jamie. Thanks for hanging out. I'm wondering, how do you keep track of all your projects and ideas? Any tips for fellow crazy makers? Um, it's usually all in my head because I guess there's so much screwed up about my studio that like every day I'm reminded of like projects that I need to do. So it's like, if I'm working here, it's like, oh yeah, I need to mount the tools. Or if I'm working with cameras, I'm like, oh yeah, this camera I haven't done that thing to yet. Whatever. Um, so it's kind of all just like functional because most of my projects on my list are just stuff that I need to do anyway. Because I'm also just like a cheap bastard. And so instead of buying nice things, I try to fix or make my own things. So most of my projects are out of necessity, so I just remember them based off of that. But for video ideas, I have like a big document that's like a video dump. It's literally called video dump in my Google Docs. And so this is just like every possible video. So this isn't necessarily all my projects, but this is like projects that I would turn into videos. And then I have them color coded based on like, is this a camera video? Is this a studio video? Is this a car video? Is this the board game? All that stuff. Oh yeah, somebody asked about the board game earlier. They said you have a board game. Yeah, this is like something that I haven't mentioned as much on the channel, mainly just in the injection molder videos. This is kind of a weird angle. Mainly in the injection molder videos I've talked about it. Because the purpose of the injection molder is making giant batches of these miniatures for the board game. But this is a longer ongoing project that you'll see more of as it progresses further and further. But I'm in the stage right now where I'm like still like nailing down the mechanics of it, like getting it working before I like finalize the physical elements of it. But there'll be stuff like aluminum milling molds for the injection molder. There'll be it'll probably come in a tin that'll be embossed and screen printed, and I'm going to do all that myself too. I'm trying to keep as much of the production in-house as possible. So stuff like that, and then all the art for the board game is kind of miniatures, claymation, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be building all kinds of like sets and characters and spaceships and stuff. So that'll be a big thing when I dive into that. I'll be live streaming like a lot, just like 6-hour streams sculpting spaceships basically, which I'm really excited for. I've got some other footwork to do before that, just getting the game functional, but it's getting very close. I've been working on this for like 5 years. I started it summer of 2019, and it's kind of evolved big time over the course of that and like changed scope. And but I just really love the idea because like as I was talking about before, like I've been making board games on pen and paper since I was a child. And I was like making board games because I wasn't allowed on the computer. And so I wanted to continue that. And so this is like my big behind the scenes passion project that will be more at the forefront once it gets to a later stage. Yeah, so that's the deal with the board game. Honestly, like the original concept for this channel was like building an audience of people that are interested in all kinds of making with your hands, so that when I do a series on like trying to fully in-house produce this board game myself, that there's like an audience for that. Because I used to be like a content creator specifically in the trading card space, like in Magic the Gathering and stuff. But I realized like I wanted to go more the maker angle because that was what was interesting about it to me. It wasn't about like the like I love card games and board games and stuff, but I thought the interesting part to this whole storyline is like the maker angle to it and not the card game mechanics and graphic design angle of it. So that was like part of the original concept for why I started this channel, is so that I have an outlet to share my board game. Do you have any notebooks? Yeah, I use the hell out of these like field notes, little pocket notebooks. Replace them every month or every couple months. I just reached the end of my current notebook, actually. I daily carry them with a little pen, and then I try to write everything in there. It's just one of those things that I use to replace my phone. Is instead of like writing stuff in the notes app, I just write it in my pocket notebook, and then I can do sketches too. And it's fun having a physical archive of everything and not having it all in the cloud. So yeah, I do rock with notebooks big time. Hey, Evan, I know you mentioned that you record direct to your PC using OBS. Do you use a capture card, or does your cam do the USB webcam thing? If so, what sort of cable do you use? The FX30 that you're looking through right now does do the USB thing, but the functions are a little more limited. Like, you can't do log with it. I think it's just the default color profile. So I use a capture card. Yeah, I have an Elgato one that's like straight into the PCIe instead of a USB-C or a USB capture card. But the USB ones work fine, honestly. It's just this one lets me do like higher resolution for recording. What cable do you use? Just any HDMI. And yeah, I just record directly and using that. Using the studio space itself as a to-do list works great. Make some shelves just for temporary project storage. Always putting the most recent project to the left works great as a to-do list. Exactly. And also just like, if my desk is messy, that probably means I need to finish something. So it's like I try to take it one project at a time because there's only so much space to work. And then, yeah, I guess it's more of a mental list for to-do lists. But yeah, it is just all out of necessity. Yeah. Do you like Yu-Gi-Oh? Never really got into Yu-Gi-Oh. I have some cards, but I was more of a Pokemon trading card game and Magic the Gathering guy. See you later, big fella. John's in the chat. You might have been muted earlier. That's the first message I heard from you, John. You've been putting up too many spam comments. Do you put your creations in storage somewhere, or do you take them apart when you make a video about it? Pretty much everything is functional. So I don't have much like junk that I make that I need to store. The only project on my channel that's like something that I don't use currently is the office chair with the caster wheels on it. And that's just in the basement. But I'm going to take that apart and reuse the wheels for something else. But yeah, for the most part, I only do projects that I'm going to use. Because that's just what I like to do. I don't know. I mean, there's some like kind of novelty camera stuff, but I still kind of use all that. So yeah, I try not to make too many projects that'll require me to have storage. Because also like I move so much. I've moved 5 times in the last 4 years. And so I'm already enough of a hoarder with like scrap materials and all my different hobbyist tools, doing like a little bit of everything that I try not to hoard too much stuff. Are you not scared of touching all the wire in the interior of the car? Are you going to build something for the gauge? Not the gauge, probably. There's like aspects of the electronics in the car that mystify me. The gauge is one of them. It's like, I don't know how all those circuit boards and motors or whatever it uses to move the dials. I don't know how all that works. So if I do modify the gauge cluster, it'll just be an aesthetic modification, like just putting a different panel with my own labeling instead of the plastic sheet that they have in there. But I think it is doable to swap the gauge, just not something that I've dove into yet. But are you not scared of touching all the wire in the interior of the car? It is kind of spooky. For the most part, you can't shock yourself off 12 volt. And don't take that as, I don't know these things, actually. I shouldn't say those kind of things. But I think for the most part, you're not going to like kill yourself doing stuff in the car. But, you know, when it's on the road, obviously you need it to be working. The reason I've messed around with my car so much is because like I don't drive that much these days. There's periods of my life where I do drive more. Like when I was in Cleveland, I would do long road trips back home to Indiana all the time. And so I didn't tinker with the car as much during that period. But like right now, I don't drive a ton, so I don't feel as spooked by it. But yeah, just approaching it all in like a methodical way and labeling stuff and only diving as deep as you know you can put back together in a single session. So it's like at this point, like I've dove pretty deep and like modified a lot of the wiring, but I do it in very small chunks because it's easy to lose track of what you're doing. So I'll take it one thing at a time, like just do the headlight switches or something, or stuff like that. So it was all a slow process so as to not permanently disable anything in my car. If I'm dyslexic right now. If my messy desk there probably is a project to finish. So true. Yep. Speaking of cameras, been looking at stuff lately. Have you seen the CinePie DIY RPI based camera? Video from it looks pretty nice for what it is. Yeah, it looks interesting. I can't buy any new cameras myself right now, but I would love to screw around with it. It looks cool. Big fan of MTG here. Hell yeah. Big hello from France. Absolutely love your stuff. Keep it up. Thank you. Do you think of yourself as an artist or something else? I don't know. I'm pretty lax with the term art. I generally feel like most stuff is art. I damn near think like a lot of blue collar workers are doing art. Like if you really care about what you're doing and you're laying concrete and you like actually care about the method you're doing, like that's art to me. So I don't know. I'm pretty liberal with my use of the word artist. So sure. Yeah, I would consider myself an artist, I guess. But that sounds like kind of pretentious, but I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm just putting wood together, call it what you will, and cutting up cameras. It's 1:29 a.m. here. Gonna crash, starting rebuilding my workshop tomorrow and filming it all for my channel. Need some sleep. Have a great weekend, everyone. Hell yeah. Rebuilding the workshop tomorrow. That's big. Fun stuff. So you spend most of your time in the studio? Yeah, for the most part. I'm always working on something. Even if it's not coming out in videos. I love work, honestly. Like, I love making stuff, you know? I love what I'm able to do here. And so like the goal is to be able to make this like a sustainable living, and just be able to mess around with it. Cause like whenever I, have jobs, I don't have a job right now cause I'm just running off of savings and hoping that this thing works out. But I'm always just like, I want to get back to it. But that's also because I just haven't invested my time in, getting a nice job. Like I worked for a YouTuber as an editor last year. And that was like pretty fulfilling. That was like, okay, I'm doing something here that like I'm progressing on my goals. And that was good. But now like, yeah, this is a whole rabbit hole. This is a whole, tangent off of what you actually asked. What did you ask? You spend most of your time in the studio. Yeah. Yeah, I love it, man. I'm a workaholic. I'm realizing I'm fairly introverted. Not that I don't like, I love socializing, gives me energy, but like for the most part, like day to day, I am totally happy just being in here with myself and my toys and just making things all day. So yeah, for the most part, I'm just working. I love it. You able to support yourself with YouTube and stuff? Not yet. No, that's the goal. We're getting there, but not yet. And that's partially because I just like haven't taken sponsorships and stuff because I don't want to water down the channel like that. But I'm working on like the big membership launch, which is active right now. There's a handful of people on there on my website. It's in the description if you want to help out. But eventually I'll like hard launch like, a video that's a whole pitch for that. And like hopefully that'll be the way I can sustain myself as like direct membership, people supporting, and then like eventually the ad revenue will get better. But no, right now can't pay rent with it yet, but one day. I agree, construction workers make art and more frequently moved by their stuff than what's in museums. Yeah, man, I worked asphalt for a summer and I got like such an appreciation for what goes into just like your roads or your parking lots that you never think about. But yeah, it's like it's an art form that you can, there are choices that you can make about how you do it. And, do you hang in the Discord when working? Like voice channels? No, I haven't really done that, but I would like to. We don't really use the voice channel that much, and I should, honestly. Another thing I want to do with the voice channels in the Discord is like pulling people into the stream at some point, like just talking about what y'all are working on. I think that would be cool. Like a little 10-minute podcast type thing. But I'd be down to hang in the Discord while working. I definitely like message stuff in there and send pictures of what I'm working on, but voice chat I haven't utilized enough yet. Signed in on the website? Hell yeah. Thank you. Bro, I feel the same and I don't do YouTube. I'll be editing videos or transferring files and bam, there's Ev cranking out another live stream. Hell yeah. In my opinion, the hardworking craftsmen who's building our houses and such run under the radar way too much. Absolutely. That's probably what I'll do something along those lines if this doesn't work out. I'll go back to blue collar stuff for a bit, make some money, and then try it again in 5 years. Any tips on filming in the heat? I'm learning skateboarding and making videos while filming it overheated because it was 90 plus. Yeah, it's tough. You might just have to record in a lower bit rate so the camera doesn't make as much of its own heat. Or you can get like a fan. They got like fan attachments that you can stick to the back of your camera. That does help a decent amount. Stay in the shade when you can, I guess, but no, it is just tough. Yeah, especially if you don't have a camera that has like active heat management, like the Lumix S5 or something like that. Like some of those have like actual fan holes. But yeah, overheating can be a tough thing. Don't have any specific tips other than those fans maybe worth looking into. Or you rig something up with yourself with a CPU fan or something. I love joining others and working. My friends make maps for skate and BMX games, and it's really great to see them working when I take breaks from Premiere Pro. That's sick. Damn, that's a sick job. How long have I been going? An hour? I don't have a video to do a director's commentary on this week. It might be a short stream. I don't know. Because I do need to get back to work on this next video. Got a bunch of voiceover to do on that still. So maybe it's a short stream this week, but um, more lax streams on the second channel as well. I'm going to be doing that. I like this a lot more. I like being able to move around the camera and show y'all stuff. And I haven't even set up my multicam yet. Oh yeah, that's another thing that'll happen in the studio upgrade videos is putting the top camera in so that I can have a B cam hooked up to HDMI. Because that's one thing I've been missing doing projects is having the side angle and the top down angle. So that's something that's coming. But yeah, if you want more lax streams, more content from me in general, hit the second channel, hit the membership site, all that stuff in the description. But yeah, I think camera rig video this weekend, and then a couple studio build vids. That's what to expect. Can you slip a shagadelic into the narration? I'm not familiar with the reference. How did you know that this is what you want to be doing? I'm trying to figure out my passions, and I feel like I'm just grappling at anything. That is the way you find out, I guess. Is just try stuff. And maybe you won't realize immediately that that's what you want to do. And I don't know, like, I also think, like, there's maybe too much of a fixation, and take this with a grain of salt because I'm just some 23-year-old dude, I don't know. But I feel like there might be too much of a fixation on, like, finding your one vocation and then doing that for the rest of your life or whatever. And like, oh yeah, you got to pick a career in high school and college and then do that. When it's like, nah, you can just do something for a couple of years and then do something else. It's like, you know, my identity right now is pretty hardcore in the, like, making stuff, working with my hands, doing stuff with cameras. But, like, you know, if it doesn't work out, like, who's to say I won't be a painter in 10 years? And then 10 years after that, I'll be a car mechanic. And then 10 years after that, I'll be a filmmaker. Like, who knows, you know? So I don't know. I don't know that I have any specific advice, but just, I guess, don't pressure yourself too hard to be finding the one thing that you love the most that you're going to do for the rest of your life. And just, if you like something, dive into it for a year or so and see how it goes. I mean, like, even within the stuff that I'm doing here, there's been so many iterations of it. Like, I ran a trading card business for a couple years, and then I shut that down, and my plan A was, I was going to do leatherworking. I was going to do a leatherworking business. There's a handful of me, of videos that never came out from when I was in college of me, like, customizing sneakers, and, like, I tried to make a pair of sneakers from scratch with leather. And that taught me some, like, random skills that I use now. And then from there, I went back to the trading card space and worked on my own board game. And then that kind of inspired me to start taking YouTube more seriously, but that ended up not being what I took off doing. I switched to, like, more of the general maker stuff. Like, I started diving into wood. I don't know, just, you know, follow your heart and don't be afraid to drop something. Doesn't need to be too, yeah, it's not all or nothing. I don't know how to contribute without just asking questions. Sorry if it's getting, no, the questions are what fuels me for these. I just, lately on the live streams, I've just been going live and just talking to the chat. Eventually I'll be, like, you know, going live with an actual project that I'm working on, but right now it's just like, we're just chatting. Work on stream. I actually can't right now because for some reason, if I run OBS and DaVinci at the same time, OBS bugs out. It like takes too many PCIe lanes or something when I'm using my graphics card heavily. So I actually can't edit on stream unless I ran the stream off my laptop, ran an HDMI out from my computer into the capture card on the laptop, which might be something I do eventually. But not this week. Not this week. What OBS settings do you do? I stream in 1080. I record in 2K, so 1440. I do like a higher bit rate for recording and then pretty low for streaming. So I think it's like 3500 bit rate for streaming and then like 20K or 25K for recording. And I have it recording and streaming simultaneously, so I have it in a slightly higher quality on the back end. I don't know what settings specifically you're talking about, but that's the bit rates and resolutions. Indie movie director, maybe. I agree with that. I'm 25 and I feel like my time to find my passion has passed. I don't know. I guess that's restricting myself for no reason. 25 is damn young. Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. A lot of people don't figure out anything until way later. Like, I don't know. 25 is very young. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like I have more thoughts on that, but I'm just some schmuck. I don't know. Just follow your heart, man. You got so much time. You should work on stream. Would love to have it on the background. Yeah. I should do that more often. I don't think today's the day. I was trying to charge up my wireless mics, my Rode mics, so that I can like work while I stream, so I don't have to be holding this microphone the whole time. But they're being really slow right now. I need to like get some new ones or something. Finally, respond to Rode's email and take their affiliate code or something, so I can finally. I don't know. I'm so hesitant on all the sponsor stuff. Oh, I missed. Yeah, I think all the work that I'm doing right now is I just need to voice over, so that's not something I can really stream. Oh. There we go. That might be it. You can run the transmitter through USB? Is that true? I was trying to figure that out. Does it have to be the new model? That would be a game changer if that's the case. Do you have to plug in the aux, or do you just straight up run it through USB and it comes up as an audio source? Let me know. Try it out. Is it through the USB or the aux? Because I tried it while it's plugged in through just USB. I never thought to try that. Do you have to put it in a certain setting? So does it just come up as a mic? Let's see. So now I am working on stream. Oh, it's up here. Add audio input device. Oh, I don't see it. You should take a couple sponsorships if you feel comfortable with it. I think it would be a good way to start making this sustainable. Yeah, I should. I've just been hesitant. Okay, well, here is one called microphone. Do y'all hear that? Is that the Rode mic or is that something else? Let's see. Turning this one on. Testing, testing. No, I don't think that's it. We'll get rid of that one. I can figure it out off stream. That's good to know, though. That could be big. I hear a hissing static. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't it. Yeah, I'll figure that out. Sick. Okay, because then I have the pair of the mics. And so if I can just have the receiver unit plugged in so that never dies, then I can just swap between the two. That'll be my audio for stream for sure. Let's just do it the normal way for now because I think it has enough battery. Let's find out. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing. Very low. It is very low. Sorry about that. I'm sure there was just a giant noise on the mic. Apologies. Yeah, I need to mess with this another time probably. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to talk about this week's stream. Oh, let's just set the gain higher. That's what I need. We'll set it right there. Then we unplug and plug it in here. Testing. Ooh. Testing, testing. Okay. Is that decent? Is that all right? I clip it to my hat or something. How does this sound? Probably not very good. But it works, I think. Decent. Huh. Testing, testing, testing. Fairly quiet. Okay. I can turn it up a bit. It kind of sounds like a headset mic. Like it's definitely a flatter tone. But I don't mind it, actually. I'm sure if I clipped it to a better spot. I just have it clipped to my hat. My hat right there. But it does work. It does. Sounds all right, though. Hell yeah. What about here? That will probably be better. That should be decent. I haven't used these Rode mics in a while, so I don't know like what the battery life is like on them. Especially because mine are older. I don't know. sweet. This is cool if I don't have to hold a mic the whole time. I like this. What if you now clipped your hat to your t-shirt? There you go. Genius. Genius. Oh, hell yeah. This is dope. Okay, this is how I'm doing all my streams from now on. You know, another thing I want to get is there's that new like super cheap HDMI video transmitter that's like $90 or something, and it does wireless HDMI, I think at 1080. And I want to get that so I can just have the camera handheld and just fully like walk around not tethered to anything. So I've got untethered mic, untethered camera, and then it's fully free. Is that an Arturia MIDI on your desk? It is. It's the really old one from back when they made 25 key models. They don't make 25 key anymore. So this is the OG version. I got it for real cheap. Real cheap. So my audio setup for making music, most of my music is made on that, the Volca FM2, but lately I've been using this. The tough thing with Arturias is they have really good like stock sounds, but it's all in software, so you need to run it through the computer. So what I have is I have an old laptop here that's a touch screen, so it's kind of like folds into a tablet. And I have it running the software, so the only thing on this computer is the Arturia software. And I'm going to make a mount, so it's basically like together. And then I run the audio out from this computer into my interface, and that's how I record. So this is basically functioning as a standalone controller for the Arturia. And then I had to put some new knobs on it because, you know, those knobs get sticky. It's like a 15-year-old keyboard or something. Got it for $50, which ain't bad at all. So, yeah. Had to replace those. And then I run it through this sometimes, which is a cheap Korg NTS1, which is like this tiny little synth, but you can use it as an effects pedal too. It's got a reverb on it. And so I run it through that. And that's how I make my ambient music. Used to be mainly the Korg FM, but now it's big time the Arturia. Let's put the camera over here. That sounds fun. Oh, no wires on the mic is sick. I feel free. I feel like I can do anything. Flip the mic a little higher. What if you? Is it decent? Is the audio still decent in that whole segment, or is it low? I feel like it might be low. I need the mic higher. Now, what if there was a way to mount it to my hat this way? That would be ideal. Ooh, idea. If I can find an office clip. Office clip would be perfect. Ooh. This is jank. This is big time jank. This might not hold, but we'll see. Now let's find out. Just pointing the mic at my forehead. This might be stupid. Yeah, no, this is dumb. How does this sound? It's just straight up pointed at my forehead. I bet it's better, actually. I bet it's not too bad. Probably making a bunch of terrible noises as I'm clipping this on. Oh, wait, what I should do is, because there's a 3.5 millimeter on this, I should just put it on my pocket and then run a lapel mic. That's what I should be doing. It's a little claustrophobic. Well, we're having fun. Do you have a USB-C input audio interface? It's USB-C on the back. Yeah, it's just a Focusrite Scarlett. Just the basic one. Pretty cheap. The one everybody gets. I bet the carpet weighs a ton. This rug, it's not crazy, but yeah, it is pretty heavy. It's how big is it? I think it's like 11 by 14. You could mount a camera to the hat for a POV view. There you go. I was thinking about that the other day, actually. Now, do I have a lapel mic? I'm just straight up live doing just audio. I need to take the Rode thing because they offered to send me the new one comes with a lapel. All right, this is probably best for now. Huh. All right, we're figuring stuff out. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about on this stream? Do you still have the Wood Rode wireless mic? Yep, you're listening to it right now. I'm gonna go POV here. I'm gonna take the camera handheld. Flashbang, hold on. Yeah, here we go. Yep, there it is. That's what you're listening to right now. I'm gonna crank the gain up a little bit because it's not as loud on my shirt. Yeah. Look, chat, it's you. Wow. Oh, this is something that I'm working on. I have this old fluorescent lamp thing with an old bulb in it. Super not reliable and bad. But I have these LED light strips, like under cabinet lights, that is exactly the right width. So I think I'm gonna run wires through this and have it power this LED so I can reuse the casing on the fluorescent, have it be LED powered. Because it also makes less heat and more reliable light, and I think it flickers less on camera. So that's something I'm working on. Just messing around with the Canon, the old M50 the other day, all reliable. That's a good one. Just a speed booster with the EF 16-35. That's what I was streaming on the other day. And I need to rig it up to this top camera mount that I have. Actually, I do have the plate on it, so it just goes like this. Ba-boom. Yeah. So there you go. I just need to run the HDMI cables over so I can have that be a another video source. It does look like the original wireless does not have output via USB-C. Mine is the wireless 2. I don't know if that one has it. Could I get affordable video cam recommendations? Been looking for a universal stream/video camera. Depends on your definition of affordable, but for like $400 or $500, the Canon M50 Mark II is a pretty good one. If you got closer to $1,000 for a body, I would go with a Sony A6000 series, like a 6400, a 6600, and then obviously there's lenses on top of that. Good budget pick all in might be like either a budget Sony option or pick up some old Canon EF glass and adapt it to the M50, something like that. Depends on which ecosystem you want to get into. I have the wireless 2, and yes, it does do that for USB-C. Okay, sick. I will figure out how to do that then. If you power it with something besides the PC while connected, it won't get fuzzy. Interesting. I'll try that. Till today, I don't get how you use these thin wire to connect the wood panels with the Rode mic body. It's basically stitched. It's a tiny... I mean, this is stupid. This is like one of those videos that I kind of did stupid to get it out. I would have done this different if I had another week, but you know, you do what you got to do. So it's basically just screws and holes that the metal wire kind of wraps through. It's wonky. There's way better ways to do that. I've been recommended M50 a couple times. I have a crap load of lenses. Just need something more modern. I'll get a Sony someday. Well, yeah, if you've got Canon EF lenses, get a M50 and an adapter. That's the first vid of yours I saw, legendary. I do really like the, I don't like my solution as much, but the video itself I'm very proud of. Like the cold open with the phone call with Rode support. And then Rode actually reached out to me after that video. And they were like, hey, we'll send you the new one. And I never responded, but I should. I like the big tactile button. Yeah, me too. I like using stupid big buttons for stuff. Oh, this is something I haven't showed on the camera much, or on the channel much. Film camera. I've been shooting a little bit of film. I think I've got like 2 shots left in this camera. Let's see what we're at. We're at like 33, so I've got maybe 3 shots left. Oh, I'm stuck. There we go. Yeah, I got a couple shots left, but this one's funny. I need to do some repairs to it, so it could be a video. The top lens reflex thing is broken, but there's a little viewfinder in there. And then it also has like a rangefinder viewfinder and a straight viewfinder. So it has 3 different kinds of viewfinders on the one camera. Very strange. But I've been shooting on that a little bit. I found a store today that sells vintage cameras with a problem for 10 each. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's fun. Oh, another video that's coming up soon. Canon TX1 fixing. My buddy has a Canon TX1 that that is not working. And so I'm going to fix it for him. And to do that, I bought 2 broken ones. And so I'm hoping between the 3 broken ones that I have, I can make 2 functional ones. That's my hope. In my OBS, Rode shows up as desktop microphone Wireless Go 2 RX. Okay, sick. I will, yeah, I'll mess around with that after. Maybe I'll go live on the second channel with that as a test. Hey, I'm new on the channel. Love your videos. I really like the vibe and what you're telling in your videos. Hell yeah, thank you. Do you have recommendations for a good microphone? That I do have a strong recommendation for. The Rode Pod mic. I think you can get the original for $100. It's the only, like, I mean, if you're just doing voiceover, like stationary, not a handheld mic, it's really good. All my videos I do on that with a little pop filter on it. If you want more of a mobile mic, the Shure SM58 is a good one for pretty cheap. So you can get these for maybe under 100, like 80. These are 100, or the new version that works with USB-C is 200, which might be worth it, because if you buy this one, you also need to buy an interface and probably a cloud lifter or something like that to give it 48 volt power. So the USB-C one is a good option. I have an active Rode affiliate link actually if you want to buy from Rode, but I'm not saying this is a good mic just because I have an affiliate link. I haven't even posted it anywhere. But like legitimately, great mic. Or the Shure SM57B or whatever it's called, the smaller version of the SM7B. I've heard that one's pretty good, but I haven't tried it. Picked up a Mint Super 8 the other day. Hell yeah. My roommate actually did too. He just got a Super 8 camera. I think he just got home actually. Hold on. Putting the camera back on there. One second. Yo, Pap.
Yo!
I'm live. The chat was just saying something about Super 8 cameras. Do you want to show them?
I got you.
Hell yeah. Hold up, let me switch lenses. I'm gonna get his ass. Hold on.
Uniform on.
He's got a Super 8 camera he's bringing us. Fuck you.
This just shot a real bullet. Where'd you get this?
I went back to Warsaw and got my Nerf
You
gun.
turn it into a real gun.
Oh, it's out of bullets.
What's up, chat?
What up, chat? We're back here, actually. It's this camera.
Oh.
I've been moving it around.
Are you ready?
It's right here.
Are you ready?
That
Wait.
one was for all you ASMR folks.
I can turn on another one.
Can I have another? Did you
Yeah.
buy new ones?
No,
Oh, receiver.
it's still the jank one. Yeah. Let's see if this works. Testing. Ooh.
Oh.
Clip it to your shit.
All right, on today's episode of Cooking with Pop.
Yeah.
That was for all you ASMR folks again.
All right. So you have a Super 8 camera.
I do. I recently, that was a good save. That was awesome.
Almost just dropped it.
Very, very recently got this thing. Yeah, it's the Sankyo Sound XL60S. I did not know that until I just read that and said that right now. So this is very, very recent. A coworker gifted it to me, who I shoot a lot of film photography with, a lot of 35 and 120 with, and we're kind of constantly always just sharing film ideas. And his parents recently moved, and he comes from like a long line of photographers and just one of those addicts. And he's not like crazy like Evan and I, where like if he finds us, he thinks it's cool, but he doesn't find the need to like find a reason to shoot with it.
Yeah.
But then obviously he was like, I do have someone that is crazy or dumb enough to do so.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. We're just the camera.
But yeah, this was my coworker's grandpa's like I think home movie camera. One of many. It works. Batteries still are going on it. I'm a little confused. And if anyone knows about this model or anything like that, put it in the Discord.
Somebody says, "Is it still working?"
It is still working.
We rolled some film.
I was
through.
like, if you would let me get to it. Just kidding. No, I appreciate the questions. Yeah, if anyone does know about it, I don't know if this is like what the whole thing of sound is. If it captures sound on another tape of sorts. Obviously, you have your 18 to 24 shutter speed. 18 being that real good Super 8 look. I'm just very confused by the sound on here. The sound options or features. You have an aux and a mic.
I don't understand.
I should do a really good job of trying to show chat that.
I don't
Is
understand
it
how
in
sound
focus or
works.
you want?
Yeah, minimum focus distance should be fine.
Yeah. So this is it. It has a very cool 10 to 45 millimeter lens. And it does really cool crash zooms.
Yeah.
I wish I could like,
Yeah.
you know, like
You all
I almost.
almost. Imagine. I bet the minimum focus isn't good enough.
None for you guys, but
None for you.
yeah, it came with all this. He also had a ton of expired film for it, which is huge for the wallet because I don't know if anyone knows the cost of shooting and developing just 52 seconds of Super 8 these days, but it is not cheap.
Too much.
So even though it's expired, I don't know. Like I said, this is going to be a really new process for me. I'm very big into shooting 35 and 120 and even expired film on those, but I don't know if the same rule applies. If I feel like it's probably still
Yeah.
a stop expired film. Obviously, for every decade, it's a stop up, and this is technically a decade old. So this model isn't too old, I would assume. I'm gonna see which.
Old stuff is always looks cooler than
I always forgot how tall Evan is.
Yeah. Do you drive your Lambo to pick up the film you used a house payment to develop? I wish. I wish.
Yeah.
You haven't
That's true.
developed any yet, right?
No, I have not. I haven't. I don't even know if our local lab actually does it or if they ship it out. And if they ship it out, I know there's one up and running lab in Indiana. I know there's probably more, but the one that I'm familiar with is in Gary, and it's the Gary, Indiana Camera Store, and they still develop Super 8 film, I believe, in-house.
That's such a random.
And that's
place.
really cool, though, because my family's from Gary, so that's kind of a full circle thing to have a reason to go back after they've all passed on and moved out. But then this is 16.
Yeah, I think so.
This is my grandpa's 16 home movie camera, a Brownie with all these cool alternating lenses. And what's cool is this was like a garage find. I think even after both my grandparents had passed, my dad just found it and gave it to me. But it's like near mint on the inside. I mean, completely mint on the inside.
Somebody said, "Is that the dude that crushed his hand on your car?"
Yeah. It's me, and I'm still
This
here.
is Michael.
This is still my turf. My hand's fine.
This is Michael. This is the roommate,
Yeah, get familiar
fellow
with it, chat.
filmmaker, recurring character,
Yeah, I'm just a character in Evan's
cartoon.
life.
Yeah, you're a figment of my imagination.
I have told a lot of friends that
Yeah.
that I'm a figment of their imagination
Yeah.
because I could not ever possibly be real.
Yeah, so Chad, this is actually my 16 millimeter film camera.
Uh-oh.
It's really good.
Good.
It's the Vivitar Shark camera. It's got games on it. I zoom in. It's got games. It's really fun.
Uh-oh.
Did you break it?
I locked it wrong and I can't get it off.
Oh no. Yeah, we're a gaming channel.
Video for another time.
So it's got Snake. All that.
Cameraman Mike. Yeah, that's me. That's what they call me. Yeah.
Look at the resolution. Look how
Yeah.
good it is. Very high tech. So I'm gonna put like cinema lenses on this and see what it does.
Do you think you're gonna get like desensitized for a gun?
What? With the Nerf gun?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like if I pointed this at the chat, do you think?
Like demonetized.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't think so. It's green. It's not very good.
It's for zombies.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that cameraman Mike.
Cameraman Mike, that's you.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got on Super 8 though these days right now. I'm very new to it. I've always wanted to shoot
We'll
it.
shoot it one day.
Yeah, I have lots of reasons to shoot it and go bankrupt on projects, but hey,
Hey,
that's how it goes.
that's how it goes.
Oh, look at my sweat. I was just skateboarding, so that's cool.
Lit.
Yeah.
I'm
Very
probably
nice.
wrapping up. Here in
Really?
a second.
Do you ever do like a sign off? Do you have a sign off? Do
No.
you thank them? So you're not grateful for their time?
Oh no, I don't say thank you for your time on the.
Ooh.
I should do that.
No, don't. If you don't do it now if you don't mean it. Like it's too late.
Oh, but I mean it. I always mean it.
Yeah,
My
but
friend-
the videos are different.
My friend Zenon has been going dumb with 16mm. You should look at his rig. Hell yeah.
Yeah, send me
Put it
that.
in the
put it
put it in the
in the chat.
put it in the Discord.
Oh yeah, that's probably even better.
My nephew has a camera like that. Hell yeah. The
Oh,
yeah,
the Super 8?
the
No,
sign
I know,
up.
I know.
Oh, the
cam
shark
is what they're
camera.
talking
I like
about.
that. Yeah, I'm a real filmmaker. What can I say?
Yeah.
No, the sign off
I'm
for
not.
the streams is usually just me saying, "All right, that's about it," and then I keep going for another hour.
Okay.
But it probably is actually about it soon. I've been going for 2 hours, which is
later.
my normal thing. Oh yeah, are you making dinner?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I do want to do the website. I keep like fucking my audio because I clipped this wrong.
I'll put it in the chat. No, I'm not in the Discord, but I do want to. The Discord's free too.
Yeah.
It's not just a paid thing.
Yeah, Discord, join up, bless up.
Yeah, Discord's free. There
you
is.
said you were done 6 times today.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be saying things.
Yeah, that guy's silly.
Yeah, I gotta get better at that. Are you making dinner now?
I mean, I gotta. Yeah, sure, why not?
I don't care.
We should do a cooking with Pat.
Yeah,
right
let's
now.
just do
Move the whole setup.
a.
Or we should
cooking
get the
stream.
hot pot in here.
Oh my!
We should cook dinner on
We should cook
stream.
dinner right here.
Would you guys want to see us cook dinner on stream?
That sounds messy.
Do it.
What are you making? Is
Uh,
it like greasy?
no, it's pasta.
Oh, we could totally cook dinner.
We're not gonna tonight.
We're not
I want to
going
do
to.
it in the kitchen. I like our kitchen.
Yeah.
How good is 7 days?
Another time. When I charge these mics fully,
Yeah.
somebody was telling me in the chat that I can plug this into USB-C and run it through USB, so it's like charging.
Oh, like just keep it on a battery?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I mean, yeah, I'd imagine so.
Instead of like.
Oh, but you're
charging.
running through here. Damn, genius level. Like, I didn't think that these could do that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's just plugged in the interface.
I'm eating pasta now.
I'm eating
Hell yeah.
pasta now.
Cowards. Yeah.
Yeah, another time.
That's like,
These
that
were
could be
at-
a whole thing.
These mics were at 0% like 20 minutes before I started the stream, and I just charged them for 20 minutes and then hoped that they would live. It seems to be going strong. One before we'll cook dinner at the same time. Now you got them all riled up.
I'm
Pap.
currently giving my little brother lens recommendations. He's trying to buy, he's in middle school, and he's getting into sports photography.
Tell him to buy the Vivitar Shark.
No, dude, he sells. He's so polar opposite of me that he makes. By that I mean he makes money, saves money, and responsibly spends money. Unlike you and I.
Yeah.
But he does 4-H because he's into that, and made like a couple grand on some pigs. So now he's like, hey, I'm gonna buy a EF 70 to 200.
That's some real Indiana
F4
stuff.
lens.
I made
And
a
I
couple
was
grand
like,
on pig.
What?
That's funny.
But now I believe my dad's probably trying to talk him into the old kit lens.
Oh.
Look at this. This is not as good as our EF boy.
No, not as good.
Yeah. I was gonna say I wouldn't get it. He should buy a red Komodo for photos.
Yeah, for photos. That would be perfect. You should buy an Ari Alexa. How many cameras do you guys have? Maybe like 2 good ones and then like 20 bad ones.
Well, we just recently had a night
Yeah,
in my office, like my little studio room, where I keep looking as if the camera's here. Oh!
owned.
You shot Keith Sachs. Oh my gosh, you just took out Trent visuals.
I know.
Dude, Tristan White's bleeding out.
No.
Oh my god, chat, he killed
It's
you.
over.
Ow.
It's over.
We just were in my office the other night working on a project.
Yeah.
And I've had this box because I moved like 3 times in like a 1.5-year span, which sucked. And aside from my A cam, I put every camera I own, except like pocket cams, but like just every other camera I own, like in this cardboard box in my closet. And it's been there for like a 1.5 years. And Evan said something to where I pulled one thing out, and then it was like literally like a mystery box from Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like, holy
there was like
crap.
10 cameras in there probably.
A working 70D that I thought has always... Well, actually,
Yeah.
we got to talk about that today. I tested it.
Is it not working actually?
It works for photo. We can't figure out... I don't know. There's nothing to do.
Okay.
It's going to be a use.
Still a cool photo camera.
Yeah.
And for film
the
scanning.
purpose, yeah. But yeah, we've just found like 10 cameras in my closet that have been there.
Yeah, so you probably have a dozen.
Yeah, I would say between point and shoots and
I have
work cameras.
1, 2.
I think they're setting us up to rob us by
4,
asking
5,
us. I don't
6,
know.
7, 8,
We actually have no
10,
cameras.
11, 12,
no cameras.
13, 14. Most of them are worthless.
Yeah.
We got like 1 good camera each and then a bunch of junk.
Evan sleeps in the basement to the left, though, if you guys were to ever come here and try and kill him. So, yeah, go to his room first.
Yeah.
Take his cameras. His cameras.
Nah, we got these.
What do you guys
can't
think
take
about
that
people
stuff.
making YouTube with their phone? Ooh, I love this question, actually.
Yeah.
This is a really good question. Do more of it. That's like the biggest. I mean, we were guilty of that. I think every filmmaker, every YouTuber, anyone that wants to do videos, like, especially right now with how oversaturated it is, it's so intimidating to get into cameras. Of like, you could go and buy an FX3 and someone would come up to you on the street and be like, dude, you should have bought a R6 Mark II. Like, I wouldn't have done that. And they'll make you feel bad. So it's pretty much like, it's very intimidating to like, not want, like, to start making videos without feeling like you have good gear.
Not every genre needs to be cinematic.
No.
Like a lot of the channels that have blown up in the last year have been like anti-quality, like a rejection of that, like people, what's his name? Sam Sulik?
Yeah,
He
Adam
films
Savage,
everything.
they just said.
Yeah, Adam Savage uses a phone.
Which I love seeing well shot stuff. Like, I love, like,
Yeah.
I like this weird happy medium of like shooting like a Hollywood budget movie on like a Canon 5D.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
I do like a certain level of it, where I would say like don't use an iPhone, like don't do it to be lazy. Like there is a laziness with shooting with iPhone.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like,
But like, if
you
it's,
can always
if it's
tell.
practicality,
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's different though. That's not practicality and
Yeah.
laziness are two different things.
Yeah.
But I mean, I say do it.
Yeah.
Like if that's, especially now, I mean, to the iPhones that we had when we were starting, as opposed to like literally like
Yeah.
what a 13-year-old can
I mean,
get
my
now,
first
like
my first YouTube videos I made on literally an iPod Nano, the first one that they put the camera in, the iPod Nano 5 or whatever. I was filming in 360p on that thing, and that's what I've made like my Nerf gun reviews on back then.
to answer your question, this side toward the screen, camcorders are amazing. Do use camcorders. Go use
Make a
vintage
whole
tech.
film on it,
Analog technology is the future.
I mean, I still use like
Yeah.
I posted a video on the second channel the other week of me just like restoring a table, and I filmed the whole thing on an old point and shoot.
Yeah.
Like, these things are sick.
What's the Irish music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the ones they've shot on like A7 IIIs and stuff. It's sick.
Yeah. Which is kind of cursed that like you can go buy really old analog tech for like nothing at thrift stores. But if you predate it too much to film,
Then
then
gets
it's even
expensive.
more expensive than shooting it on digital.
Yeah.
Yeah. We lived up in a messed up world, man.
Or you have people shooting with FX3s and then spending a bunch of money on emulation software to make it look like it's analog.
Yeah. There's also that. Yeah. I mean, you just got to go rip off some 16 millimeter grain off YouTube.
Yeah.
That ish and call it a day. Do you
Do
have
you have
any
any old retro computer / electronics? Just like CRTs. I do have an old computer that I need to do something with, but not a ton. I mean, I made that camera switch out of the NES controller. I do like to use old like electronic remotes and stuff for things here and there, but not a ton. I'll buy stuff when it feels
I'm not going to
useful.
butcher your name, but Lagar's Café de l'Animation.
I really have to go and sleep. Hell yeah, thank you for hanging out. I think
Notice you didn't thank him for his time. Rude.
fuck you. I had a local access TV basically giving away their Sony cameras. They were replacing them. Picked up a Hi for $10.
Nice. That's sick.
Yeah, that's big.
That is big.
That is dope.
Windows
Windows
3.1 is the best.
I actually unironically want to get a
Facts.
Windows like XP machine so I can play some old games that you can't play on the. Because I try to like emulate some of my childhood games from the PC, but you can't play them on Windows 10 or whatever. We used an old photo camera on our vacation last year and just took photos with it and totally changed the vibe.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
mean the
it's so much
nostalgia
better.
that comes with it, like it forces you.
I don't use my phone
Yeah.
camera anymore. I just carry a point and shoot, and then take all my pictures on that.
Everything, all my photos are pretty much shot on film or like video on a point and shoot, and that kind of sounds pretentious, but it really
No, it's
the way I shoot is not pretentious
Honestly,
whatsoever.
like my 15-year-old point and shoot Canon that I got like for $60
Yeah.
10 years ago or whatever, like that honestly takes better pictures than the iPhone because it doesn't over
I mean, it just
sharpen.
forces me not to spray away on my
and
phone.
it's got like actual.
I don't like it anymore, like shooting on this.
Yeah.
My camera roll is pretty much just screenshots at
Yeah,
this point.
I
Of
have
like maybe
nothing-
something I was at, or like the photos I
Yeah.
take on my phone are more so like reminders. Like I'll take a photo of like somewhere where I want to go photograph for like a skate spot or something, but I
Yeah.
never take like serious family photos. And there's exceptions, like, you know, when you are seeing your friend that lives 2,000 miles away, like I'll take a photo of him across the table from me just to kind of have that to look at.
Yeah,
But
for the most part,
yeah,
like, my camera roll is pretty empty. It's all
you
just
get a
on
shitty old
SD
camera
cards.
too and modify it for full spectrum.
Oh yeah, that's sick. There's a bunch of people in the Discord that have done that. I'm sure you've seen that. Yeah, IR mods are crazy. For 60 shoots that I thought would be important enough for scrolling through 10,000 photos of me making a photo of my pizza night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did senior high school photo shoot. Ended up using a point and shoot. My client loved the images. Hell yeah. That's sick. Yeah, the vibe is just great. And like, honestly, for photos, it holds up wonderful. Like for video, it's a little rougher. Like my point and shoot that I carry with me, if I'm recording video on it, the battery will die quicker if it's in 1080. So I'll do 4x3, 640p. But like, I mean, that's a cool vibe itself too. But the photos, like, you'd never know. Like, they look better than the iPhone photos do because it's all real optical zoom.
Plus, the Y2K look is back. And they're running up the price of point and shoots. These girlies and boys that want the Y2K look.
Stop buying point and shoots for $500.
Yeah.
The Fujifilm isn't worth that much money.
Well. Yeah.
It's all hype.
I love Fujifilm.
Unless you want to sponsor me.
Unless Leica wants to send
Unless
Leica wants to send 2 M8s to address linked below.
So hard.
I know. Wait, am I still clipping really hard? Am I clipping?
When that hits red, you are.
Am I clipping right now? Sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
Let's just wait for the 5-second delay and then watch the viewer numbers go down.
If you're at work right now with your AirPods in.
Is it frustrating to live in this analog/digital world as a modern videographer?
I think it's more exciting.
Yeah,
I think it's really exciting.
Yeah, like a $500 camera is amazing now. Like, it's sick.
Yeah.
I love it.
And just being it, we actually went up.
Oh, they liked it.
More? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because you get to blend.
Yeah.
You know, you get to blend 6K raw footage with 16 millimeter home movie footage.
Yeah.
And make something cool of it.
Yeah. I like it. It's very accessible to get good looking footage now.
Very true. Very true.
Even
Which
your
is
phone.
crazy because, like, I mean, growing up watching Casey Neistat every day after school, like,
Yeah, and
I
watching
was
him
like,
breaking a $5,000 camera every other week.
yeah, and it's like, dude, if I ever owned a 70D, like, I made it. I'll never buy another piece of gear. And then I forgot I had one in my closet. But, like, it is cool that it's, like, actually, I didn't ever think I'd see the day where I can, like, go get a DSLR or like a cinema camera with like the money in my pocket. Like, I thought, like, you know, I would still be like, I thought I'd still be like, you know, 20 years out and maybe I could save up and buy a camera body.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
It's so accessible.
and maybe we've become a little numb to it now, but,
yeah, but
you know,
like,
we're pretty good
you
about.
can get a Sony
We don't have so many
A5000.
choices. My first Super 8 film cost a bit, but was sick. Nice. Also, slept on movie. Probably not, but I feel like no one's brought it up in a while. Super 8 the movie, so good.
Yeah.
So good. Such a good. Yeah.
Ooh.
Shot in Weirton, West Virginia. I actually never use anything else in my phone for my photos. For now, I'm satisfied by the vibe quality.
If you have Android, you have like more control over it.
Do you run a Mac or Windows system? Evan's fully Mac.
No.
He's been Mac for like 8 years.
Nah.
No,
I'm
don't
on
lie.
Windows. I don't care that much. Like, I worked on a Apple.
Kiki man. Oh yes. I think I know what he's talking about.
I worked on a Mac at my last job, and it's like, I don't know, you get used to it.
I'm fully Mac. I feel like I give off that vibe though. Like, people look at me like, you're a Mac guy. Yeah.
You pretentious mother.
Yeah.
Nah, I just like the. Actually, I don't care.
I mean, it's a flex, you know. I feel rich on a Mac.
Yeah, except my computer's faster than yours, motherfucker.
No.
Yeah. I'm getting too lax with it.
Dang, you
Maybe
lost
F-word.
a streamer when you shot me. They didn't like that.
All right. I'm hungry. My stomach is growling. I'm gonna shut this off.
That was a cool conversation. I love talking about old film.
Yeah, I like
Old
the
product.
vibe of the camera moving around a lot more because it
You
feels
should put it on the fan someday. We
Yeah,
should reinstall
yeah,
the fan.
Yeah,
Yeah. I like that.
I like this though. I've been moving the camera around
they're
all
back.
day.
Good night forever. Wait, Keith, no!
No. All right. Wait, I'm gonna shoot the camera, and you end the stream right when I do
pushing
it.
stop streaming.
Yeah, not yet though. I'm directly muzzle loading.
Have you guys played Wipeout on the PS6? I
I
love
played it on the Wii though.
PlayStation 3. Okay, PlayStation 2 is obviously the best system ever. PSP is the greatest
PSP is
invention ever. But PlayStation 3 is really just the best gaming system. PS4, fine.
I was in
PS5,
Nintendo
like,
kid.
it just-
I'm a
yeah.
DS guy.
Cool stream. Dreamcast. Yeah. I don't know what that means. But yeah.
Yeah, Dreamcast is a gaming system.
Oh.
Linux is the way to go. Yeah,
Movie recommendation,
Probably.
Motorcycle Diaries. I'm kind of a movie and night guy, so
we might.
it might be watched by the next stream then. I like that.
All right, I'm gonna shoot them, and then the second after it hits the camera,
Okay.
you hit it because there's
This
a
button.
slight delay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Wait,
hit
wait,
it.
wait.
Hit it. I haven't let up.
Bye, chat.